best five. Let us try to understand the most basic five fields, faculties, elements, dimensions which are must transform the world, inner and outer, physical, mental and spiritual, which can totally transform even social and economical world. What are these basic fives? First one is meditation. What is this meditation? Meditation is the field of consciousness. Meditation is dealing with the field of consciousness. Meditation is a tool which deals to make you adaptable to all the finest and grandest goals of the universe. For what physiology has come descended on the earth. The basic thing is, which is essential for every individual, is to meditate. Why meditation is must? Because meditation opens the door for another dimension. If we don't take dip into another dimension, that is called transcendental value, we only dwell in limited phenomena and we leave the body without using it for the purpose it came, it descended on the earth. Meditation is the field. We go beyond the three basic values, that is waking, dreaming and sleeping, and that is called transcendental value. Why to take deep into that? Because it takes you to that source of thought, source of that manifestation which has manifested the world, which has manifested all dimensions, whatever we see all around. And why it is necessary? Because it is necessary to make your consciousness expand to that ultimate level so that you can enfold the whole universe within you. Unless we transcend, we live only limited life. We live only caged life. We live only very, very boundary walled life. What we have made to understand right from our childhood that this is you, this you want to become, this is what you should become. But the main purpose of the human being to descend on the earth is to become whole, to live whole in the grandest manner. Grandest manner means to the unified field, with the unified field, in the unified field, so that one can expand himself, herself or itself to that unlimited boundary which is called Brahma, from where we came and where we'll go to, we'll merge to. So when we transcend, we make ourselves unlimited. And why it is essentially required? Because when we take birth, we are separated physically from the holistic value, the total value. And when a flesh part, which is manifested by 5 basic elements, is manifested, then we are separated from the total value. Because when the unified field, when unlimited potential, or that basic consciousness which creates everything, which is unmanifest, which is totality, when it is manifested in any form, in any material form, then it limitizes itself. It limitizes itself in what form? In some physical, mental, chemical properties. So it means it limitizes you. When it limitizes you, then as the universe, position of the universe is in transition, right? Like many planets are moving, Earth is moving around the sun, all 9 planets, 27 nakshatras, 12 rashis, the radiation from all create great impact on our physiology. So now try to understand why another dimension is essential. Because as we see that there are 6 seasons. Summer comes, winter comes, autumn comes. So why it comes? Because when Earth moves around the sun, the angle of radiation changes, and accordingly physical and chemical quality changes on the Earth. And the biophysical structure, biochemical structure of all the plant physiologies change. They change means in summers we get different fruits, in winter we get different fruits. So scientifically, fruit is what? Fruit is chemical secretion from the trees. So in different seasons, different tree create different chemicals, and that is what we call it fruits. Similarly, our human physiology behaves in different manner in different seasons. Like in summers, we normally sweat. In winter, we don't sweat unless we do extraordinary exercises. So it means salt loss take place, right? Dehydration takes place. It means our body changes. Our system works in different manner. So in summers, if we lose salts, then it should be replaced by something. If we don't do it, then bodies become deficient of something, right? So it means that we must understand how, when body functions in what manner. So it means in different seasons we behave differently, right? So to understand this, another dimension of knowledge is that is called astrology, astronomy. Why it is necessary? Because every creature on this earth or in this universe is affected by that. So if a biggest psychologist tries to give counseling to a person that what field this kid should go, so what generally happens? A candidate or student goes to the psychiatrist, okay, for psychoanalysis. And if the planets in the transition of that kid are different and not in proper alliance, not in proper yoga, which is the terminology of astrology, then that kid will differently behave. And if suppose there is a combination in astrology that is called Chandal Yoga, it means Rahu and Guru. This yoga is made by some particular combinations of some planets. So it means in that duration, that kid will differently behave. So if we decide the career of that kid without considering the future combinations of the yogas or astrological combinations in that kid, what we are going to do? We are going to determine by different tests done by the psychoanalyst of that for that kid. Suppose a psychiatrist takes different tests, Ignorant test and this test, that test of that child which is under the influence of some malefic planetary combinations. So if a psychoanalyst analyzes the kid and takes so many psycho tests, so that kid will behave differently because the kid is under influence of different planetary combinations, like plants are under influence of transition of different planets and they give different fruits, different chemicals in different seasons. So if a psychoanalyst suggests you after counseling that this kid is not good for that particular purpose because he is or she is in dilemma, she is not confident, she is not having that vision, that clarity, she is confused. So this career is not good for this particular kid. But if a person follows the advice of this sort of psychoanalysis, it means that parent is convinced by the psychoanalyst and decides that this career is going to be good or bad for this particular kid. But actually it is not true. If you go to the Vedic scientist, and Vedic scientist knows that this boy is behaving in this particular pattern because of the influence of these planets in transition. So this is going to change after some time. So suppose this Rahu Guru, this Chandala Yoga, is changed after 2 weeks. And some other very good combination, very good planetary combination is coming after some time. Suppose Mahadasha of Guru, of Jupiter, it means that the same person, the same kid will start behaving differently. So if the career of that kid is decided by the period in which the kid was influenced by the malefic planets, malefic combinations, then it means just think how great injustice we are doing for this kid. Because the judgment is taken by a psyche which is going to change. The judgment for the career of a kid is taken by the psyche. He or she was there under the influence which is going to be changed. But when we decide, parents decide the career according to that state of mind for the whole life. And this destroys the brilliant career of the kid. Because like a gardener, like a good gardener knows that if you go and take biochemical tests of the tree, of a mango tree, then you are not going to get chemicals of mangoes in winters. Only a good gardener knows that you won't get good chemicals of that good mangoes in that mango tree in winter. Only you will get these chemicals after 6 months when summer will come. Just now you won't find any chemical of mango in that tree. What does it mean? It means that a good gardener knows how the biochemical structure of tree behaves. Similarly, a Vedic scientist understands, knows how biochemical structure of human physiology is going to behave in future. So, if you are going to take psychoanalysis, if you are going to analyze a kid on the state of consciousness, state of mind, state of behavior a kid is having just now, and you are trying to analyze and judge the kid for the whole life, it is a great injustice for that kid. Not only for that kid only, for the whole society. Maybe this kid can become a great asset to society. He can become a great scientist, great leader, great educator, great spiritual leader, great financial wizard. Because a decision is taken by parents or teachers or anybody concerned who is dealing with the career of the kid. So it means this field is very, very important to analyze a kid's career, because a Vedic astrologer can understand how things will change in the kid's life by seeing the birth chart. How things will change, how biochemical structure will change in the life of that kid, and kid will behave in what manner, in what duration, under the different combinations of planets. So this is another field which is a must to live an ideal life. And the same thing happens, the same thing is applied in the field of marital life, in the career, right? So this is a second important aspect to live perfect life. Another thing is, when you meditate, you generate some chemicals. Unless, suppose you start with zero, you go and meditate and your serotonin and all different chemicals are changed and you are feeling better, you are feeling happy, you are feeling relaxed. But you are going and living in a bad company, or you are having bad food. Bad food means everybody's physiology is made up of some basic elements. In Ayurveda, it is called, the definition of a healthy person is Samdosha Samagnisha Samadhatu Balakriya Prasantatma Indriya Manah Swasthatta Vidhiyate. What does it mean? Samdosha. Samdosha means your Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Vata means air, Pitta means fire, Kapha means water content, right? Fluids. So it means that all these things should be in good harmony, good balance. Samadosha, Samagni. All types of fire should be in order, in harmony. Samadhatu. Samadhatu means there are basic 7 elements or tissues or basic things which constitute your body. That is Rasa means fluid, Rakta means blood, Bas means flesh, Med means fat, Asthi means bone, Majja means bone marrow, Shukra means semen. So these 7 things are very important. It should be in order. Samadosha, Samagnisha, Samadhatu, Balakriya. And your digestive system should be very good. So these are the basic elements which are manifested in material value. So it means if you go and get these things tested in pathological lab, you can get it tested. If all your material value is in order, is in harmony, is in balanced form, it doesn't make you healthy. What makes you healthy? The another line of Ayurveda says, Prasan Atma Indriyamana Swasthatta Vidhiyate. What does it mean? Along with these material values which are in good harmony, good balance, you must have Prasan Atma. Prasan Atma means happy soul, But in general idea, soul has no material value. Soul doesn't have any, you can't check it, you can't weigh it, you can't chemically analyze it in pathological lab. So literally it is, non-material entity which can be tested. So how to test it? You can't test it. So it is a non-functional sort of thing. How can we judge it? But it plays a great important role in the health. So present Atma, Indriya and Mana. Mana means mind. Mind is also non-material value. So how to judge it? So it means these non-material values are also very important to make a person healthy. We must have seen in many cases that all the pathological tests are done and nothing is found. But a person is sick, a person is not healthy. It means only materially if we are perfect, but non-materially. Non-materially means if your soul is not happy, if your mind is not happy, which can't be judged or evaluated in pathological lab. There is a different lab where we test it, and that is the lab of consciousness. Consciousness is the field of that energy where you can assess, you can evolve, you can know yourself by your own self. That's called Apadipo Bhava. That is know thyself. So that is the lab where you can judge, check and evaluate yourself. So that's a very important aspect. So unless your non-material value is also in order, in balance state, you can't be called healthy. So to address this non-material entity, meditation is very, very essential, because your soul is unhappy, your mind is unhappy because of some stresses, strains, guilts, complexes which are there stored in your subconscious mind. So unless that subconscious mind, which is non-material value, which can be tested chemically, so that can be addressed by meditation. When you meditate, when you transcend, then gradually you start releasing, dissolving, removing all those stresses, strains, guilts, complexes which are there stored in your subconscious mind. So when this subconscious mind becomes clear, transparent, then your soul becomes happy, your mind becomes happy. Then you become swastha. Swastha. Swasth is the term used in Sanskrit, the richest language of the world from all times. Swastha means, swa means self. Stha means established. When you are established in your own self, then only you are called healthy. Establishing in yourself means what? Whatever, when you take birth under some influence of planets and seasons and climatic conditions and environment and ambience, which is not only created by the nature, but that is created by human being also. Because if a person is living in a house which is not having good sun, right? In very general terms, we find that a person who is not exposed with the good sunlight becomes deficient of vitamin D, and it causes many diseases. So it means it's a very, very simple example, but things are very deeply complicated, very deeply levels. This is a great science, very great science. Right from the rising sun to the sun when it sets, not only 9 planets, 27 nakshatras, 12 zodiac signs, geomagnetic field, colors, materials, placement, orientations, magnetic alliance, orientation where a person sits or sleeps, all these magnetic things, it affect human physiology. So if we are not in alliance with natural law, and our house made by human beings is creating interference in that radiation, in that sunlight, in that celestial radiations, and body is not receiving all those, then body becomes deficient of so many chemicals which can only be generated by these non-material radiations. So all those diseases which are created by the deficiency of some material value that we call medicine, through which we replace or substitute these deficiencies. So if a disease is created, if you go to a doctor supplements it by some medicines, right? And what is this medicine? Medicines are some chemicals. So if you have some excess chemicals or you are deficient of some chemicals, it is substituted or neutralized by the chemicals which are called medicine given by the doctor. So it means that only material values are not required for a healthy living. Non-material values, which are radiations provided by the nature, that are also essential. And how we receive that? We receive that by nature. And how we don't receive it? If we are not living in a right building, right structure. In Vedic science, that is called Vastu. Vastu means to live, right? Where you live in a building which is surrounded by walls, and when you are surrounded by the walls, windows, doors, which are not in right places, then you are not getting the right sun. Like these doctors say, when a kid takes birth in some climatic condition, then it becomes prone to jaundice. That is called liver. Jaundice is a problem of liver. So these doctors say that expose this child in rising sun, and that kid who was suffering from liver disease, that is called jaundice, everything becomes yellow. And if a kid is exposed in that rising golden orange sun, then jaundice won't happen. It means that radiation, which is non-material value, is creating some chemicals and making your liver strong. Radiation of the morning sun which is non-material value, is creating some chemicals in your body, which is killing that virus or bacteria, or making that chemical weak, which is causing problem in your liver. So it means that unless we receive all those non-material radiations, our material composition of chemicals in human physiology won't be right. So it means the third dimension is very important, and that is called Vastu. That is called building where a person resides. So unless you are living in a right building, unless you are sleeping in a right pattern, unless you are surrounded by the right colors, unless you are using right material, which is magnetically not interfering in natural supply. Nature supplies everything in the right proportion, in right manner. If we don't live in the right building, then all these lifestyle diseases, they take place. Similarly, if we are living in a restricted, centered air conditioned, closed building with some particular colors, particular material, particular proportions, particular dimensions, particular orientation, and particular placements, which is not receiving things radiations rightly, then the human physiology will become sick. It means that must phenomena which is required to make physiology healthy. A person healthy physically, mentally and spiritually. So if we are well prepared for those things, and those things are of two types. One which can be altered physically and which can be altered metaphysically. So that makes you alert. You can take preventive measures to make you healthy. Then another dimension which is very, very important. Similarly, if you know the Yajnanushtan are the processes, and this is the technology, how we can avert the danger which is yet to come. So by performing these yajnas, which are of two types, by using sounds and using some rituals which require some chemicals, when these things are put in fire, certain fumes, certain chemical, certain particles are generated which create effect on human physiology, which create effects on atmosphere, which transforms the quality of radiation around us. So this is another dimension which can prevent the danger which is going to come. We can plan our food, we can plan our house, we can plan our company, we can live our pattern of life which is making us swastha, means whatever you are. So you are living in accordance with the quality what you possess, with the quality which is required by your physiology. And if you are compelled to live in certain situations which are not in your control, then Vedic sciences has the potential to provide you that protective guards. So these Vedic sciences of Vastu, Ayurveda, astrology, they make you compatible to those surroundings. And a man lives physical, mental and spiritual dimension of life very beautifully, holistically, so that he is physically perfect, mentally at peace and spiritually evolving all the time. So these are 5 basic musts which can transform the world of an individual, inner world which is called your mental world, outer world which is called physical world. And if each individual is happy, healthy, peaceful, then certainly that physiology is an asset to society which will contribute in the peace, a literally word peace, because a negative person creates negativity and a happy person creates happiness. So if every individual lives in accordance with natural law, then that is the seed, that is the source of happiness, peace, a literal word peace, which is not the text, which is not the word only, which is a realistic phenomena which can happen if we start living this Vedic life, which is very important. And because we don't know these branches of life, we invite so many diseases, and we go and consult doctors, and we just inject and we take so many foreign chemicals which are foreign for our body and make our body sick, our psyche sick, and as a result our society becomes sick. So to make a real world peace happen on a greater phenomena and on individual phenomena, if we want to live physically perfect life, healthy life, mentally peaceful and blissful life, and spiritually evolving life. Spiritually evolving life means living life with holistic, with the grandest expanded consciousness, which makes the word of family. Because when we know, when we transcend, we go to that source from where the whole world has taken birth. So when we know that this family is taken birth from our mother, then this is my family. So similarly, when we transcend, we go to that source, which is the source of all manifestation, animate or inanimate. So when we transcend, we establish ourselves so that we know, we experience that source which created everything. When we understand that, then we understand that everything animate or inanimate is our family. So this affection, love, care, it happens automatically. One becomes very affectionate to each animate and inanimate object. Every individual becomes very careful, very affectionate, very, very concerned about everything, happiness of every part of the universe. So it is the real cause of peace. It can cause a real peace. It can create real peace and happiness in the world. And this can transform the world in both the ways, internally and externally, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So these are 5 basic musts which can transform the world literally and eternally for eternity. Jai Guru.